Committed to strengthening all institutional structures, building on successful approaches, and creating innovative strategies to ensure the achievement of the targets of the plan.
Education for Change document goes to the public.
Since yesterday in the night, providing rescue efforts. As of this morning, 6 people were rescued alive.
Failure of regulation brings down a building. Plus, managing Africa's reservoir as World Water Week commences in the Scandinavia. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTA Network News. I'm Cyril Stover. It is predicted that 50,000 children will die before the end of the year if $300 million is not raised to improve their health, especially for those in IDP camps in Nigeria. An international humanitarian organization, One Foundation, is however seeking to partner the federal government to raise the funds. They were in discussions with Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Group Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said the federal government will welcome such a global partnership that would ensure a concerted and focused international response to the humanitarian crisis arising from the insurgency in the northeastern region of the country. He noted that no matter how prepared a country could be, handling the kind of crisis in the northeast with 2 million displaced people, including children, as a single country would be irresponsible, expressing that partnership is certainly the way to go. The Vice President said the global partnership should, however, be coordinated and more focused on what is required to be done, such as in addressing the issues of malnourished children and not attempting to do too much things at once. The One Campaign group, with about 7 million members globally, is led by an international artist, Paul David, also known as Bono, and Nigerians Aliko Dangote.
Government, I think the international community feel that there's partnership possible. These people tackling the core problems of Nigeria, an amazing country, an exciting country, and you know, if Nigeria fails, Africa fails. If Africa fails, Europe fails. If Europe fails, America's in big trouble.
The whole idea is for us to make sure that we raise an international awareness world over, you know, all over the world, and so that we could actually partner with the government to see how we can resolve the issue of these IDPs. Because
we all have to put our voices and our minds and our intelligence and our resources together to make sure that we leave Nigeria better than we met it.
They commended the social investment programs of the Buhari administration and describing the level of transparency as very exciting and transforming. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
Still on the ITPs, following a protest by internally displaced persons in Maiduguri over poor feeding, the state government has introduced a new feeding system in all their camps across the state. Under the new system, they will receive foodstuff per household as against the previous arrangement of direct feeding by camp officials. Haman Jabani reports.
The State Deputy Governor Usman Mohammed Dukwa launched the new feeding system at Arabic Teachers College IDP camp, which recently witnessed a protest over poor feeding. There were over 2,000 IDPs at the camp, and each of them was presented with foodstuff and cooking ingredients that will last for 1 month by the State Deputy Governor, and explained that the distribution of the food items will be done on a monthly basis. He said the launching of the new household feeding system shows the commitment and determination of government to provide IDPs with all their basic needs.
Initially, that's what we are intending to do to them. And now we promised them that yesterday that we are going to give them a household. And now we have fulfilled our promise.
Chairman of SEMA, Satomi Ahmed, disclosed that there are about 19,000 households under the household feeding system in the 17 IDP camps in the state, and government has since dissolved camp feeding committee in the state.
Every month, based on the calorie required ratio of the cereal per individual, we will calculate and we will give food based on the number of your family size.
Some of the beneficiaries commended government for the feeding arrangement and assured not to protest again. In Maiduguri, Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
On a wider scale, wife of the president, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, has expressed happiness with the level of patronage of the food items, medicines, and other essential commodities targeted at supporting malnourished children in Nigeria. This was at the launch of the Get Involved program. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
The need to improve nutrition, especially amongst children in Nigeria, is one of the cardinal objectives of Future Assured program of the wife of the president. With the current statistics of about 2.5 million Nigerian children under malnutrition, and with the fear that about 500 of them are likely to die this year if nothing is done, the wife of the president initiated the Get Involved program with the aim of bringing everybody on board. Accompanied by her aides, some governors' wives, members of the technical team of Future Assured and volunteer groups at the inspection, the wife of the president expressed happiness with the level of preparation. She expressed optimism with the response by the targeted groups for showing interest towards enhancing nutrition, especially amongst children in Nigeria. The National Coordinator of Future Assured Program, Dr. Abdurrahman Muhammad Kamal, shed more light on the program.
The Get Involved initiative, which is a component part of Her Excellency's Future Assured Program, is an initiative that aims at raising awareness about the problem of malnutrition in the country and also the problems being faced by underprivileged cohort of our
Apologies about error on that report. The education sector is on the path to radical change with the presentation of a new document tagged Education for Change, a ministerial strategic plan from 2016 to 2019. Minister of Education Adamu says the document will reposition the sector for Nigeria's prosperity and to meet global competitiveness. Franca Uzoma Olua reports.
Education sector in the last few years has faced numerous challenges, from acute shortages of infrastructure and facilities in many public schools to unqualified and poorly motivated teachers. The task of revamping the sector has remained a big issue. The new document, Education for Change, is expected to play a central role in the philosophy of positive change.
We are committed to strengthening all institutional structures, building on successful approaches, and creating innovative strategies to ensure the achievement of the targets of the plan.
The 3-year strategic plan is built on 10 pillars. Among them are addressing the out-of-school children crisis, strengthening basic and secondary education, and tackling quality assurance and access to higher education.
We in the House of Representatives will do all within our constitutional powers to support the production of a clean, implementable, quantifiable, measurable, and easy to evaluate strategy for the education sector.
All of us would be conscious and truthful enough to know that for a long time, the education sector has been bastardized. And anybody interested in academics will appreciate what I'm saying without any political underscore.
After a critical appraisal by educationists, the final document will be presented to the National Council on Education for approval. Franca Uzoma Olua, NTA News.
Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, has urged unemployed Nigerians to register at the online portal of the Social Intervention Scheme to benefit from job openings being offered. It was at the flag-off of the School to Work program of the National Directorate of Employment in Calabar. Oduak Etim reports.
The minister said it is aimed at meaningfully engaging the students while on long vacation with a view to ensuring that they stayed away from antisocial conduct occasioned by idleness. Dr. Ngige, who highlighted the significance of the scheme, noted that the initiative seeks to fully entrench the decent work philosophy in Nigeria and believed the scheme will curb the menace of school dropouts, as well as helping job creation for nation building.
When they learn the skill, they have been empowered. So they learn how to make cake. You saw me eat their cake. They learn how to make beads. They learn how to make other confectionaries.
Some of these things that they manufacture or that they make, they are handmade things.
The minister later led other dignitaries for inspection of exhibition, which was part of the ceremony. The School to Work scheme is one of the new employment creation schemes designed by the federal government to help school children acquire skills during long vacation.
And apparently disturbed by the rampant abuse of building codes by developers, the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing says drastic measures will soon be taken to ensure compliance. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, stated this while speaking to journalists. Mohammed Hamza Sheikh has the details.
It is common sight in Nigeria to see structures, both public and private, springing up without observing the regulations for their erection. Sometimes these structures not only infringe on other people's rights, but even the laws of the land. Most disturbing, perhaps, is the non-observance of the right-of-way, which is largely responsible for many avoidable accidents in which lives and property are lost. The minister says this attitude will no longer be tolerated.
Most of the roads we built are taken over by vehicles, tankers parked on the left and on the right, limiting the right of way for ordinary commuters. So we're also doing business at the expense of ourselves. So we're going to develop strategies for repossessing the right of way, which is 45 meters on both sides from the center line. That is the law. I'm using this opportunity to appeal to all those who are occupying the right of way to leave voluntarily. Otherwise, we will take them over by compulsion.
The minister also warns unlicensed motorists to keep off Nigerian roads.
Very soon, we are going to have FIC really come down. If you don't have a driver's license, you are on our road, you will pay the price imposed by law. Very, very hefty penalties, because we can't afford you really endangering other people's lives. Vehicles are not toys, they're special machines.
The enforcement of the right-of-way, observers say, will not only bring sanity in planning Nigerian towns and cities, but also save lives. Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Amechi, has suggested better synergy among stakeholders to improve the road transport sector to global needs. It was at a meeting of the International Transport Workers Federation worldwide to achieve the required policy framework. Aisha Ubali reports.
Transport sector plays a positive role in national development in view of the movement of goods, services and humans. The consensus of speakers at this meeting is that human movement for development is more by road. Hence, the need to create a good road network is important.
Work together, draft the actions together and implement together.
As we chart a new course for the ITF, I wish to implore you all to consider and devise workable strategy for ITF Africa.
The meeting is to share experience of various countries, review the successes of the global strategy and discuss developing issues.
We are not represented if we are not actively engaged in the ECOWAS. Regulations and policies will be passed, and at the end of the day, it is our workers who will suffer.
So I think there's lots of questions and important questions for us to consider. And when we're doing this, it's important that we challenge ourselves, that we are honest in our evaluations, but also realistic when developing our future action plan.
The theme of the conference is evaluating the International Transport Workers Federation 2013-2016 Global Strategy and implementation of the 4 levers strategy. In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
Nigeria began its space journey in 2003 with the launch of Nigeria Sat-1. 3 more satellites were launched within a 10-year period. At the 16th Annual Space Dialogue, questions posed included how much of space application is utilized by Nigeria despite its numerous benefits. Science correspondent Kirian Umayo reports.
The conference with the theme
Space Technology for Self-Reliance and Sustainable Development stimulated a review of the benefits of space application, which include advancement in agriculture, security, telecommunication, identification of solid minerals, monitoring of deforestation, crude oil theft, check on criminal activities, and preservation of the environment. Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Boniano, affirmed that space technology can be directed to the greatest national needs.
NASDA, using the satellites we have and then the capacity we have in our ground receiving stations, can make tremendous contributions to agriculture, particularly ensuring food security.
I want to assure Nigerians that the change agenda of this administration should take roots from technology development. So we're now looking at the technology content of every program.
We need to have a clear roadmap so we know that the programs, the projects that government is planning is going to translate into a better life and the enhancement of the quality of lives of Nigerians.
All the speakers agreed that Nigeria cannot continue to rely on foreign satellites now that the nation has the human capacity and the technology to explore and exploit the space environment to solve problems and challenges. Kirian Umayo, NTA News.
The United Nations declared the 29th of August every year as International Day Against Nuclear Tests. This is in recognition of the need to discourage the destructive power of nuclear war armament.
The intent of the resolution was to make a strong statement against testing of nuclear weapons anywhere in the world. And that is to ensure that there isn't an opportunity for continuous improvement of the destructive tendencies of these bombs.
Science correspondent Kiran Mayo reports that the UN Resolution 64/35 became effective from December 2nd, 2009, as sponsored by Kazakhstan. Nigeria is a signatory to the resolution. Some politics now. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir David Lawal, has reiterated the government's commitment to providing a level playing ground for APC aspirants in Saturday's Ondo State governorship primaries. It was after a closed-door meeting with the aspirants. Joseph Johnson reports.
Emphasizing the fact that the Buhari-led administration has no preferred candidate in the Ondo State primaries, the SGF Babachir Lawal urged the 24 aspirants to work hard towards getting the support of delegates and subsequently winning the polls for the party. He cautioned that the government will penalize any person or group of persons who would disrupt or play against the rule of the game.
We expect there should be no inducement of delegates. There will be no coercion applied during the election. And we'd like to also assure the people that all security agencies will be properly briefed and properly deployed to guarantee the safety and security of life and property of the people of Ondo State, the delegates and the aspirants alike.
Responding on behalf of others, the only female aspirant, Jumoke Anifowoshe, assured that they will be guided in the electoral process.
And will make sure that there is no any untoward reaction after the election.
The meeting with the aspirants was said to be generally peaceful. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
The Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party rose from its meeting in Abuja, passing a vote of confidence on the party's caretaker committee to organize the planned National Convention in Abuja. Abdullahi Garba Birnunkudu reports.
The meeting of the Board of Trustees was the first since the aborted Port Harcourt Convention August 17th. In a communique, the BOT resolved for the Ahmed Makarfi Caretaker Committee to go ahead with the convention. This will, however, be after constituting a new planning committee subject to the approval of the National Executive Committee at the convention will hold in Abuja.
The board mandated its reconciliation committee to continue with all good efforts for reconciliation. PDP governors should be positively encouraged to pursue programs of good governance so as to clearly project the people-oriented manifesto of the PDP.
No date had been fixed for the national convention. In a related development, the PDP BOT chairman, Senator Walid Jibril, was hosted in a rally in Marmara, Nasarawa State, to rejoice at his election. The event served as a platform to unite party members in the state and beyond.
And we should use the opportunity to also sensitize our people, to sensitize the party about the need for unity, for the need for collaboration.
Abdullahi Garba Brunokudu, NTA News.
Watching NTA News, you can watch this broadcast live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. And still ahead, United Nations and human rights in West Africa. The details when we return.
Change does not just happen. You and I and all of us must appreciate that we all have our part to play if we want to bring change about. We must change our lawless habits, our attitude to public office, and public trust. We must change our unruly behavior in schools, hospitals, marketplaces, motor parks, on the roads, in homes and offices. To bring about change, we must change ourselves by being law-abiding citizens.
When you think of it, there's no such thing as a right size. There's only the size that's right for you. Our needs are different, so choose the size that suits your needs. Introducing the MTN Extra Value Bundles. Call and data bundle plans designed to suit any size of life. Load 1,000 Naira to get a medium bundle and choose between more of voice or more of data. Whichever you choose, you get amazing extra value. Bundles are also available in large and extra large. Dial *131# to get started.
If you work hard and sow, you deserve a good harvest. That's only fair. If you study hard, you deserve good grades. That's only fair. If you train hard, you deserve to win the prize. That's only fair. If you work hard as an employee, you should have something to show for it. That's only fair. At Premium Pension, we understand it's what you put in that guarantees a secure future. Talk to us today about your pension plan. Premium Pension. The future starts now.
Famous boxer once said, "The fight is won long before you step into the ring."
It takes massive investment, dedication, planning, and during fierce competition, never backing down. In 2005, Glo invested in the world's only privately owned undersea data cable, then connected this to its extensive fiber optic network throughout Nigeria, which seamlessly delivers flexible and affordable data plans for everyone, making Glo Nigeria's largest data network in new subscriptions. You see, it's not what you step into the ring with that makes you the master. It's everything you did to get you there. Enjoy our new data overload. Double your data on every plan, like 6 gigabytes for 2,000 naira, 12 gigabytes for 3,000 naira, and 24 gigabytes for 5,000 naira. Dial star 777 hash to select a plan. The largest data network, Glo, Grandmasters of Data.
It's truck month at Ford, and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent. Here's the Workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year, 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability, available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Koscharis Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
Do you know that 2.5 million children in Nigeria are malnourished, and about 500,000 are likely to die yearly if nothing is done? To combat this public health emergency, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammad Buhari initiated Get Involved, a component of a future assured project to fight malnutrition in children, especially those at the internally displaced people's camp. The launch of the Get Involved project is an opportunity for all Nigerians to lend their support to this noble cause. The pre-launch of Get Involved project is from 29th August to 2nd September 2016. Time 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue International Conference Center, Abuja. Launching holds on Saturday, 3rd of September 2016. Time 10 a.m. Venue International Conference Center, Abuja. For more details, email programs@futureassured.org.ng. Get involved and save the life of a Nigerian child today.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees for a sustainable job. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
If we have lost the opportunity of 15 years, let us no longer lose any opportunity for the future. Our alternative is agriculture immediately and solid minerals.
We should be appreciative of the president who has again diverted attention to this issue of agriculture.
The present administration is determined to go back to planning, identify priorities beforehand. When money comes, it is applied to that purpose. You can see the results.
We are determined to rehabilitate our country, especially for our children and our grandchildren.
Thanks for staying with us on the news. Now, how to strengthen the legal profession and improve the dispensation of justice were highlighted on NTA's current affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria, this Monday, discussing the issues against the background of the just concluded NBA National Conference. Guests emphasized the need to create the right atmosphere for the rule of law to thrive. Gufan Shaji reports.
Issues discussed on the program include
conflicting judgments by the judiciary, the spate of inconclusive elections, and misplaced responsibilities, especially within the human rights groups, as well as the position of lawyers in the fight against corruption.
I appreciate that there needs to be a synergy between the lawyers as well as the EFCC in order to have a smooth prosecution process.
It is not only corruption that is a crime. We want to live normal lives in this country. And the executive must realize that they must follow the Constitution.
If you decide to add A after the budget has been passed, that is damn right criminal, and you cannot escape it.
They, however, stress the need for synergy between the three arms of government, as this will facilitate national development. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji, NTA News.
The United Nations High Commission for Human Rights in West Africa has reiterated commitments to helping human rights institutions in the region attain greater integrity, legitimacy, and effectiveness for the Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Its representative, Andrea Ori, emphasized this at the commencement of the 2016 Annual General Assembly of the network of such institutions in the sub-region. Aliu Tukur reports.
With about 60% of human rights institutions in West Africa not accredited by the International Criminal Court, relevant authorities say there is need for ECOWAS state government to strengthen these institutions in order to address issues of human rights violations.
It is in the hope of the Office of the High Commissioner that this 2016 General Assembly of National Human Rights of West Africa serves to remind the commitment of national institutions to work for the realization of human rights of the people of this region.
The president of the network, Professor Bem Angwe, said West Africa is faced with so many human rights challenges ranging from increase in child labor, use of children in militancy, poor prison conditions, and the rights of women to equality, among others.
Let me, from the onset, mention here that the challenge of ensuring that West African community citizens enjoy human rights is daunting, but not unsurmountable.
The General Assembly will also train members on domestic utilization of international and regional human rights instruments to promote, protect, and enforce human rights in the region. In Abuja, Aliu Tukur, NTA News.
On the heels of an earlier report claiming that pandemonium broke out at Kuje Medium Security Prison in the early hours of Monday, the controller of prisons in the Federal Capital Territory Command, Daniel Odaru, has said that there was no crisis in the prison. In a statement signed by the command's public relations officer, Chukwedu Humphrey, the controller explained that staff of the prison carried out a routine cell search, which is part of the operational guidelines to prevent security breach within and around the prisons. Some prisoners, the statement added, tried to resist the exercise, which led to an altercation between the search party and the inmates. The statement said the situation was quickly put under control and that no prisoner was injured, while the yard is now calm and peaceful. It will be recalled that there had been jailbreaks in recent times, and the development has led to the dismissal of senior prisons officers in both the Kuje and Kotom-Karfi prisons. The 2016 World Water Week has commenced in Stockholm, Sweden, with a new resolve to combine forces in achieving the implementation of the 2030 Water and Sanitation Agenda. Musbaut Wahab reports on the theme of the World Conference, which is Water for Sustainable Growth.
This is the World Water Family. It is a gathering that has endured over the last 25 years. But more than ever, there are more pressing matters on the table regarding water and sanitation. In the push for the 2015 MDGs, 2.6 billion people have gained access to improved drinking water. However, 663 million people across the world still need to be provided for, as the SDG sets targets of 100% coverage by 2030. Beyond water for domestic use, water for agriculture and energy is also being prioritized. With countries of the world obviously working against time, the tone and tune here is of new commitment to intensify world cooperation in actualizing the 2030 targets, particularly with more uncertainties added on due to the climate change.
Today, the challenge of water security is global and it is growing. We estimate, for example, that by 2050, over 40% of the global population will live under severe water stress.
We need to make sure that we use water as a link that brings people together. Transportation, energy programs, and so on, that will bring countries together and integrate rather than divide.
There are also challenges of risk and water management in the face of economic realities in the world. But participants observe these can be surmounted by evolving new technology to achieve the desired water security.
We have the will, the political will, but it's always an issue of resources. Without a huge injection of finance, I think we still have a long way to go.
Access to water, sanitation, and hygiene is recognized as a human right, and it is agreed here that the world should go beyond rhetorics alone in implementing the 2030 agenda and the Paris Agreement. In Stockholm, Sweden, Musbat and Wahab, NT News.
An uncompleted four-story building located at Demola Nokumaya Street, Gwarimpa, Abuja, collapsed in the early hours of today. Correspondent Hakimat Aliu reports on evacuation and rescue mission at the site.
The four-story building was still under construction when it collapsed, with 8 people trapped in the debris. A combined rescue team from NEMA, Civil Defense, the police, Development Control and the military were on ground at the scene, evacuating the debris.
Around 12 a.m. and NEMA was called and deployed here immediately with the men and equipment since yesterday in the night. 6 people were rescued alive, and 2 more people who we think they are still alive are under the rebels.
The other building, we will be working there since many years, but this one, they started it last year, so we are the one doing the work. We came here this morning and we met it like this, that all the thing has collapsed.
I've gone around to look at the preliminary cause of this, and we have seen there are a lot of excavations going around the building, which may have undermined the foundation. That is one. And secondly, we are gathering. We've not seen the design, and we're informed that it's supposed to have been one suspended floors after the basement.
The building itself had been marked several times by FHA authorities. They've issued contravention notice. We issued stop work. Sadly, this one happened.
FHA has refused to always bring their drawings for vetting in development control. With this event, investigation will take place.
Although evacuation is still in progress, the place has been declared sealed. At the Gwarimpa General Hospital, 2 of the victims admitted were seen in critical condition.
I live for inside our house. I sleep here. So by like 2 or 3 p.m., just fall down. Boom.
The hospital matron on duty who spoke off camera said 3 others who received treatment have been discharged. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
Still watching NTA Network News, we now go over to our Lagos Network Center, where Vera is standing by with reports making the rounds in that zone. Hello, Vera. It's up to you now.
To Lagos. Members of the Strategic Planning Coordination Committee of the Economic Community of West African States are meeting in Lagos to brainstorm and finalize the implementation of the Community Strategic Framework document. Jane Ejiko reports that the 2-day event will afford the committee an opportunity to work out a roadmap for implementation.
ECOWAS member states, like other developing countries of Africa, are grappling with numerous challenges, including infrastructural deficit, security and political instability, as well as economic underdevelopment, among others. The ECOWAS Strategic Planning Coordination Committee was therefore set up to evolve a roadmap to achieving strategic goals of the Commission in line with its vision of ensuring collective self-sufficiency of the region.
Vice President of the Commission, Edward Singate, who declared the meeting open, commended the committee for performing creditably in the 5-year regional strategic planning, which ran between 2011 and 2015. He said he is confident that this successive plan, which is built to run from 1st of January this year to December 2020, will take the community to a higher level of development.
What we are looking at is projects and programs of the community that we will be able to implement for the benefit of our people.
Singate's only regret, he says, is the lingering challenge of funding. Director of Strategic Planning, ECOWAS, SN Ebel, highlighted the goals of the strategic plan.
The first goal is socio-economic development, and the second is deepening the process of economic and monetary integration. The third has to do with political integration, and the fourth, mobilizing the society.
A communique to be issued at the end of the meeting, the 11th in a series, will be communicated to member states to provide a new direction for the community. In Lagos, Jane Ujuku, NTA News.
Consumers in Nigeria usually find themselves in difficult situations when goods purchased or services rendered fail to function according to specification. Getting replacement, repair, or after-sales service outlined in guarantees and warranties sometimes involve enforcement by relevant agencies. This is about to change as the Consumer Protection Council is engaging manufacturers and retailers to find a lasting solution. Ablai Mohammed reports.
The deep freezer carried a 1-year warranty. So I complained back to the company, but they did not take me serious in any way.
This happens every day. Consumers returning or demanding that items purchased repaired as a result of their failure to perform according to specifications. Such complaints arise also from damages resulting from manufacturing defaults. In responding to most of these cases, manufacturers and retailers often find one way or the other to trample upon the rights of consumers as enshrined in the warranties and guarantees policies. Worried by this trend, the Consumer Protection Council organized a dialogue session with a view to addressing the various lapses that lead to dishonor of warranties and guarantees.
So we are not indicting, and neither are we patting them at the back, but so they have an opportunity to say, look, yes, we may be failing, but the consumers themselves don't do right. For instance, they don't keep receipts. There is no proof of ownership. And therefore, these are these concerns. So when we have all this put, know where to go.
The traders say they want the council to go further in solving the problems.
Perhaps about 97% of the goods that we are selling in Nigeria are imported. Can we also see a CPC that will look beyond Nigeria to countries where we purchase these things, to also tell them that there is a law that is strengthened now, it is no longer business as usual.
Various manufacturing and retail organizations attended the dialogue session. In Lagos, Abdullah Mohammed, NTA News.
And if you're just joining us, you're watching the NTA Network News from the Lagos Network Center on Victoria Island. We take a break now to bring you some messages. The news returns shortly with Cyril in Abuja. Please don't go away.
As a build-up towards the 17th of June 2017 deadline for digital switchover, NTA is hosting a strategic and innovative business solution meeting tagged Million Eyeball. Traditional and trending digital platforms in place for digitization will be on display. NTA multi-channels, providing entertaining and interesting content with clear signals in readiness for the switchover, will be showcased. Date, Tuesday, August 30th, 2016. Venue, Sojourner by Genesis, 16 Oba Akinjobi Street, Ikeja, Lagos State. Time, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. NTA, the largest network in Africa.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Chi Happy Hour, burst of refreshment.
House of Chi.
Every day, more and more people are waking up to a more advanced toothpaste. A toothpaste that's already improving the oral health of millions of Nigerians. A toothpaste that's committed to making Nigeria's teeth healthier and stronger. That toothpaste is Oral-B Pro Health. Unlike regular toothpaste, its advanced fluoride technology gives you better protection against bacteria and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. So come on, join us today. Oral-B Pro Health for healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week.
You get 3 kinds of moms. The paranoid mom.
It's hot and it's dirty.
The cautious mom. And the Dettol mom. Only a Dettol mom knows that ordinary soaps aren't enough. She only trusts Dettol to protect her family from up to 100 illness-causing germs, which is why you can worry less and love more. Don't just be any mom, be a Dettol mom. Dettol, be 100% sure.
Would you like some water? It's cold, especially for you.
Which era are you living in? We have a fridge.
When everything else in your house is from the present, then why are your toilet cleaning methods from the past? Harpic, all-in-one for you. Compared to other toilet cleaners, Harpic removes top stains, kills all germs, and removes bad odors for a shining, clean, and fresh toilet.
Wow.
You should also take the Harpic
all-in-one challenge.
Hey, I just had a shower, but why do I still feel so hot and sweaty?
Let me finish this and I will show you something surprising. Let's take a look. See, heat means sweat. Sweat brings germs. Dettol 100 times cool. It removes germs to leave you feeling clean, fresh, and 100 times cool. Beat the heat and germs with Dettol 100 times cool.
Dettol, endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Back in Abuja with the rest of the news. Experts talk on improved transport infrastructure for economic development, plus Nigerian Stock Exchange opens the week in the red. Details with Leah Katumba Batunde.
Hello and welcome to Business News at 9. Nigeria's transport infrastructure can be greatly enhanced through public-private partnership to mitigate the problems associated with movement of goods and services. Road transporters say they would assist the federal government in fixing up to 70% of its roads across the country to ease the cost of transporting produce from the farms, and complimented the government for increasing budgetary provisions for infrastructure in the 2016 budget.
How are we going to contribute to ensure that we collaborate with the federal government of Nigeria to put the roads on good shape?
Now, similarly, rail transporters say with a careful operation of the subsector, the cost of transporting goods will be greatly reduced.
Today, we are beginning to take the right step in the right direction to put ourselves where we belong, to create a Nigeria where our children will be proud of, to create an atmosphere where 50 years from now, 100 years from now, when they mention rail and agribusiness anywhere in the world, Nigeria will stand and be counted.
Experts say the transport sector is capable of contributing up to 10% to Nigeria's GDP when properly harnessed. The Nigerian Stock Exchange opened the week in the red to see the oil share index dip by 0.3%. Next is a graphic summary. And that's business news for this hour. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Leah. Back to our earlier report, the wife of the president, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, has expressed happiness with the level of patronage of the food, medicine and other essential commodities targeted at supporting malnourished children in Nigeria. It was at the launch of the Get Involved program. We now bring you the detailed report by State House correspondent Aliu Kabir.
Accompanied by the Chairman Governors Forum and the Governor of Zamfara State, Abdul Aziz Yari, wife of the governors and other dignitaries, Mrs. Buhari was conducted around the various stands inspecting the displayed by the pharmaceutical companies, food producing and processing companies, and other essential commodities manufacturers. She expressed optimism with the turnout of both the buyers and the sellers. She said with this development, the attempt of combating the challenge of malnutrition in Nigeria is getting a headway. She called on all and sundry to get involved.
I'm here this afternoon to witness the first day of our event, get involved, and I'm happy with the level of preparation and also the patronage. So far, so good. We are calling on all well-meaning Nigerians to come and patronize us.
The governors of the 36 states of the Federation are fully committed to end the menace of malnutrition in Nigeria.
We are going to get involved fully with our businessmen and women and governments.
To the wife of the governors, the advocacy knows no bound.
This objective is a laudable one, and each and every one of us should participate and be part of this program. The food products that are here are fortified with vitamins and essential nutrients that our children will need.
Let people know that her activity is for each and every one of us, and I believe the issue of malnutrition is not only in Borno, also it's across the nation.
So we need to work together as a team. The people that are taking care of the problem and the people with the problem. We need to support each other.
Corporate organizations, philanthropists, and other individuals have begun to purchase the products in support of the malnourished children in the country. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
Time for another quick break for some messages. We'll be back shortly.
Tuesday Live. Incisive, informative, and educative. Don't miss it.
In your chest. That's hunger. Take Gaviscon. One dose relieves in 3 minutes to soothe the pain of heartburn. It goes straight to the source to work for hours, providing long-lasting relief.
That's why I recommend Gaviscon.
I recommend Gaviscon. Gaviscon, fast relief you can actually feel.
If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
In the heart of Abuja is Barcelona Hotels, a hotel that satisfies your every need. Our rooms are exquisitely furnished with state-of-the-art deco, top-notch room service, and our restaurant and bar. Ooh la la.
Sounds good to me.
Our halls are spacious and affordable for your meetings and special occasions. A fully equipped gym and laundry services are at your disposal.
I'm very happy about that.
Feel the thrill at the Barcelona Rooftop Restaurant and Garden with an amazing 360 degrees view of Abuja and an attractive lighting display at night for your relaxation and pleasure, while enjoying sounds from our live band.
Yay!
Totally awesome. Treat yourself to these and much more at Barcelona Hotel, located at number 23, Blantyre Street, off Ademola Adetokunbo Crescent, Wuse 2, Abuja. Dial 0814-137-5819
or 0700 Barcelona.
For more info and bookings,
email info@barcelonahotelsnigeria.com.
Barcelona Hotels, serving our guests the best way.
A beat on the international scene now. Results of Gabon's presidential election to be released on Tuesday. European Union says the election not transparent. Plus, Italian and Spanish naval ships rescue 3,000 migrants, mainly from Eritrea, off the Libyan coast. These and more on Global Tidbits with Chimdema Ndubisi.
Gabon's electoral body is still collating votes from Saturday's presidential election, and results are to be made official on Tuesday. But one of the main opposition candidates is already claiming victory, alleging electoral fraud. The head of African Union Election Observation Team is condemning the development. Reports from Democratic Republic of Congo and Angola say millions of people have been reached in the just concluded emergency yellow fever vaccination campaign. In South Africa, black schoolgirls in Pretoria High School are protesting against our school policy mandating them to straighten their afro hair. On hearing that, students from nearby universities gathered outside the school to lend their support, singing anti-apartheid struggle songs. Our serving minister is also backing the protest. Outside Africa, Italian government is planning to build within 3 months wooden chalet-style huts for the 2,500 people displaced by the recent earthquake. That's Global Tidbits. Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
Sports next. As Super Eagles camp opens for AFCON qualifier as US Open enters day 2 on Tuesday at Flushing Meadows, New York. Amanzi Marcos reports.